Hello again, I'm back to tell you a bit more about my recent trip to Mount Fuji. We only stayed there just one night, by the way, so it was a very short trip. But yeah, I guess I've got more to talk about, if you don't mind. Some more good English listening practice for you, I hope. So recently I was just telling you about how much I enjoyed looking at mountains and the nice view from the top of the mountain that we rode the cable car up to the top of. After that, we came back down, obviously, and then we were walking along looking for a restaurant, and we found one. And I'm not going to tell you what everyone had to eat because I can't even remember what it was called. This is like a frequently recurring thing that happens. Like, unless it's something that I've ate many, many times before, I forget the name of it. Like, sometimes my wife's saying like, "Ooh, what shall we eat tonight?" And there are some things that I remember the name of. And then sometimes she says like, "Why don't we have this?" And then I'm like, "What's that then?" And then she has to explain what it is. And then I go, "Oh yes, we have had that before, haven't we? I remember it now." I don't know why. It's just the names of food. I think there are just so many different types of food over here. I'm getting used to it. You know, I mean, every single day, obviously, I'm having Japanese food. But still, sometimes we go somewhere, it's a restaurant, and it's like a local dish. Like this is the most famous dish that people eat when they come to Mount Fuji. And I've forgotten what it was. Forgotten the name of it. But anyway, I think we all enjoyed it, and we went back outside and just started walking around one of the lakes. Huge lake. We didn't walk it around. Well, we didn't walk it. We didn't walk around all of it. It's far too big. I think we walked around about half of it, maybe a bit less. Yeah, I think last time we were there, I did walk around almost 100% of it. No, actually, not the last bit, and it took forever. Wow, was that a mistake? And that wasn't even the full thing, but it was almost, I don't know, maybe like 80% of this huge lake, and it was a long walk. And the thing was, last time when we were doing it, you get up to like the top end, at one end, it's like, tourist destination, and there's tourists everywhere, and there's buses everywhere, and there's restaurants everywhere. And you go to the other end, and there's nothing. It's just like really quiet. Some houses. We saw a bus stop, and it's like, when's the next bus? Tomorrow. Okay, we're maybe not catching that one then. So we just, you got no choice but to walk back at that point. So yeah, that was a long walk. But anyway, we walked around the more popular part this time, and there's a bit you can go. Well, there's a few places where you can go down to the edge of the lake, and this lake is so big, it's a bit like an ocean. So it's actually got like waves coming in and out. Small ones, not big ones. Small little waves coming in and out. Probably just made by the wind or something, or passing boats or whatever. But it's nice. It looks a bit like a beach. So that was fun. And I remember my daughter was just staring at this water, just like mesmerized by it. I think it was the first time she'd ever seen so much. But yeah, actually, my impression of like young children and babies when they go to like a seaside, when they go to the ocean, is that they just love the ocean. I don't know, just staring at it, the noise, it's moving a lot. So yeah. And after we'd finished our walk, we went back home and tidied up. Well, not home. We went back to the house that we were renting and tidied up, and it was time to go. So it was a short holiday, but yeah, we enjoyed it a lot, I think. Now, sadly, on the way back, we hit some traffic, and I mean a lot of traffic. So in total, we were stuck in this traffic for 2 hours, I think, and it's supposed to be like, roughly a 2-hour journey. So the journey took twice as long just because of this traffic. And wow, it was tiring. I really, really do not like being stuck in traffic, to be perfectly honest. Well, who does? I'm sure no one does. But I think different people deal with it in different ways. Like, maybe some people don't mind as much, but I really don't like it, if I'm perfectly honest. I'll normally, if there's traffic, I'll normally go silly ways just so I can probably I don't know, is it the worst thing to do? I'm trying to think. Like, from a ecological point of view, I'm trying to say, like, which is better? Is it better to just sit in the traffic with your engine running, which is wasting lots of petrol, or is it better to drive some crazy route, that is much longer than the normal route, but there's no traffic on it? I don't know which wastes more petrol. I don't know which is more, kind to the environment. But yeah, if I get into a bit of traffic, I normally just try and escape and go some other way. I don't know why. I mean, I suppose the traffic provides a bit of a break, doesn't it? Sometimes, I mean, especially if you're just like completely 100% stopped for a long time, and we were like, it wasn't moving at all. You'd sit there for maybe like 2 minutes, and then it would move and then stop and then move and stop, that kind of traffic. I suppose it's giving you a break, but for some reason I just find it so boring. Maybe, if I was sitting in the back seat, if I was a passenger, or, well, not necessarily the back seat, it could be the passenger seat as well, but I mean, like, if I wasn't sitting in the driving seat, then yeah, maybe, look at a book, look at, browse the internet, I don't know, do other stuff. But it's like you've always got to keep paying attention, haven't you, to the road, even though you stopped, because it might start again soon. So yeah, I don't know. I don't like traffic. And I like it even less when it makes the journey like twice as long as it should be. That's far too much traffic. No one needs that much. And then, just to add an extra insult, this was a toll road. I was paying to go on this road, and it was rubbish. And I'm thinking, why am I paying money to go on a road that has this much traffic on? Because I mean, I don't know if you know. If you know, I've probably mentioned it before, but it seems like maybe all. I don't know about if all of them, but I think maybe all of the motorways in Japan are toll roads. You have to pay to go on them, whereas almost all of the roads in England, all the motorways, all roads are free roads that you don't pay to use. We do have some toll roads. I've only ever seen one. I've seen a toll bridge once, and I've seen a toll road. But that's it. There's probably more than one. I just don't know where they are, and I don't use them. And the only reason that people use them is when the traffic gets bad. So if you go like the normal free route, everyone's using the free route, of course. It's a good road. It's got 3 lanes. Its maximum speed is 70 miles per hour. It's good. But occasionally there's too much traffic. So there's this, you can take the toll road, which is exactly the same thing, just no one's driving on it because it costs money. so it's usually, there's not much traffic on there at all. So I guess if you really, really hate waiting in traffic that much and you want to pay, it's probably about £10 now just for one car, then you can use this other road, this toll road. So when I think of like using a toll road, I think I'm paying for it to get out of the traffic. So the idea of paying to sit in 2 hours of traffic is just like, well, I just don't understand it. Like, what's going on? I mean, if everyone's paying all this money all the time, for using these roads, just make them better, make them bigger, or build another one by the side. Maybe it's impossible. Actually, yes, it is impossible, because I'm forgetting there's so many mountains over here. It's unbelievable. The amount of tunnels that I had to drive through to get to Mount Fuji it's wow. I mean, tunnels are hugely expensive to build. They really are. So it's not as simple as just building another road, but yeah, it's still frustrating to pay to go on the road and then to sit in 2 hours of traffic. But it's just the way things are over here. And of course, we've got a baby in the back, and it's getting closer and closer to her feeding time, and we're stuck in this traffic, and we don't know when it's going to end. So it's a bit of a stressful situation. And thankfully, we were really lucky. She slept almost for the whole 4-hour journey and woke up just 15 minutes before the end. But wow, were those 15 minutes long? Because she was really, really hungry. I mean, normally she doesn't cry very much. When she's hungry, it's like a half crying, half moaning, not so serious crying that she does. But when she is really hungry, like starving, then she really lets you know that she's hungry, and it's loud, and it's a bit like what's the right words? It's a bit like painful. I don't mean my ears. I mean it's painful to see because there's like so much like effort going into it. It's you feel sorry for her. She's crying so much that she ends up like choking a bit. It's just that much force put into it. So you do feel sorry for her a lot, and you want to stop her from crying, but you're stuck in traffic, or you haven't reached your house yet. It's not a nice situation to be in. But thankfully, it was only for the last 15 minutes, and then we could feed her as soon as we arrived. So yeah, in summary, that was it. That was the whole day. It was short, but I enjoyed it a lot. Not so much driving on the way back, but yeah, it was good, and I'm looking forward to the next holiday we go on. Okay, thank you very much for listening to my Fuji trip experience. I hope you've enjoyed listening to it, and I look forward to speaking to you again soon. Bye bye.